Shalom, everybody. I am putting a link here for y'all to use during this live. I hope everybody can hear me. If y'all can, give me like a 7 or something like that. If you can hear me decently, please give me like a 7 or something like that. And like I said, I'm adding the link that will be needed for this live in the link. And I'm also going to put it inside of the comments. So I see there's 7 people right here. Y'all, today I got to bring y'all a message that the Most High has been telling me to bring to the people for a while, and I just never did sit down and do it. Y'all, I am in the car and it's not burning up out here, but it's hot. So y'all will see me wipe my face a few times during this broadcast. But anyhow, hopefully this won't take too terribly long. But I need to share this with y'all. So as y'all can see, the title of this video is sex trafficking, top 5 and my services. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I have a lot of people, y'all, who I know y'all use the internet every day, but it seems like maybe they don't really know how to use the internet properly. They just know how to do Google or whatever. So it's like people don't know how to go to my website and ask for help. Okay, let me say it that way. So anyhow, what I'm going to do today is I'm going to give y'all an opportunity, if you would like, to let me help you with whatever the issue is that you might need. Like now, a lot of people going through certain sicknesses. I may not be able to tell you how to cure everything, but I can tell you what it is that I use, what helped me, or if you have an issue or something like that in your relationship, in your household, in your life, I'm going to give you the opportunity to ask me while I'm live right now. If y'all don't want to do that, then that's fine also. The message that I'm going to bring you still has to come forth. So give me, let's wait like a minute and a half or whatever, and then I'll get started. I'm going to send out some invites to some people so that they can hear about this, because y'all, this is something that I have been talking to my friends and my family members about for a while, and it's something that a lot of us need to pay attention to, especially our women and children. Like, this topic today is very important to women and children. And I'm not saying that it can't benefit a man. Listening to this won't benefit a man. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that this will really help women and children out, especially. Okay? So, one more minute, y'all. 60 seconds. Y'all, it's hot out here. But we gonna do this thing anyway, y'all. I'd rather be out the door. This is my happy place. So, anyhow, okay. Like I said, if y'all have any questions, if you need help with something, now would be a great time to ask me so that I can go ahead and help you right now. Because like I said, I can't talk to everybody individually. If you're not going to be able to make a consultation for me to talk to you personally, then right now is the time that I can do it. So let's get started. I moved back home to Georgia. Y'all, I hope my phone don't fall because I got it propped up on the steering wheel. I moved back home to Georgia on November the 1st of last year. And ever since, maybe I would say like a month or so before I left Tennessee, let's say 2 months to be safe, the Most High has been showing me these dreams. Now, for those of you who do know KARADYAH'S soul, you know that I am a dreamer, have been a dreamer ever since I was a child. If the Most High shows it to me, most likely within the next few days it's going to happen. It is currently happening, or it has already happened, and it's for me to pray about it. So one of the first dreams that I had, we were inside of a mall, and it was me, and I think it was my cousin Kiki and my husband. And some type of way, my husband and we got separated, so I ended up getting in contact with my cousin. Did not even know that she was there. So we were inside of a car, and we were driving the car through a store. And if any of you have ever been inside of the mall in Statesboro, you'll know what Belk used to look like. So it was like we were driving the car through Belk, but there was a grocery store in there. So we ram our way up inside of the store. It was other people, and it was lots of people inside of this store. So we ram our way up into the store, and once we got in there, we ran up on top of this display that had fruits and veggies on it. So whenever we jumped out of the vehicle that we were inside of, the truck was kind of like parked diagonally on top of the display that had fruits and veggies on it. And when I looked around, there was like a grocery store area. And then there was like a lady who was like displaying the fruits and veggies that were over there. So we jumped out of the car, and all of a sudden, all of these people just started running inside of the mall. So we got out of the car and we went through this door. Okay, so I got to find a way to be able to show y'all what I mean. We were inside of the mall, and we ran through this door that was on a wall in front of us. Now, once we got inside of that door and we turned to the right, we can see that there were thousands of people running to this same wall from a hallway that was not inside of that store. I don't know where those people were coming from, but they were coming along an outside hallway, and if they would have made a left and ran down, then they would have come to where we are. So anyhow, they were running into a door, and I saw my husband. So I told my cousin, come on, Kiki, let's go where Tim is. Y'all, whenever we got in the very back behind that wall, there was a massive warehouse, and there were thousands of people inside of this warehouse. And I was running. Like most of my dreams, the duty is to save the people. Don't be afraid. So I have to conquer my fears, and I have to save the people. If I try to talk too loud, or if I get too emotional, I get too scared, then my voice goes out. And if I get too angry and I try to hit somebody or something like that, then it won't allow me to do it. I won't have any power. So I'm calling my husband, and he comes running towards me. We take this door that's directly in front of me versus the one that he was about to go in, where all of those people were going in. I was trying to get children, y'all. I was hiding the kids inside of the ceiling tiles in the roof, like the ventilation area. And it was all of these officers that had on it was like Coast Guard members. They were coming in with guns and stuff, and they were shooting certain people. Not a lot. They were shooting certain people. So it made me think that they were shooting the bad guys, and all of the children that were hidden in the ceiling with me, they was just crying and stuff, and I didn't know where their parents was. All I know is that we had run out of the mall into captivity. So that was one of the dreams. So there was another dream that I had. In this particular dream, hold on, let me gather the pieces. In this particular dream, I had children with me again. Thank you. Okay, so this is what happened. I was in a motel. Now, well, it was an extended stay, because for those of you who know, whenever we were in Tennessee, we lived in an extended stay. It was massively expensive, y'all, but I loved it. And now whenever I have certain dreams, this dream takes me back to this place. So I was coming down the hall around the back part of the building, which is not even possible in real life. Around the back part of the building, but there was an inside hallway that you had to basically find. And there was this girl who lived way at the end of the hall. If you make a left, you came into a stairwell. She was up under the stairwell and she was just crying. She was in her 20s, I would say. Let's say like 28. She was just crying. So I asked her what was wrong, but she didn't give me any feedback. So I went past her and I went up the stairs. So I walked past her, I turned to the left and made another left and went up the stairs. Then I went up to the second floor. Whenever I got up there, my sister was there. Now, my sister is older now. She's a teenager. But in the dream, anytime she shows up in this dream in particular, she is always a child. I would say she's between 3 and 6 years old in the dreams. So I saw her and I was like, she had her 2 friends with her and they were kids. And I was like, where y'all going? What are y'all doing here? And they wouldn't say anything to me, but they would go down the hallway and they were following behind these 2 white men. So one of the men went all the way down to the end of the hallway and he was calling the little girls to come with him. And I was like, y'all know, don't go with him, don't go with him. But in the dream, I had a child's body, but my mind was the mind that I have now. But what was weird about it was I couldn't see my body. Like usually in a dream, if I'm in the dream, I'm standing off to the side also and I can see myself from head to toe. But in this dream, I just knew I had a child's body because whenever I looked at my hands, I could see that I had the body of a child. So I'm steady telling them, y'all know we're not supposed to talk to strangers. Let's not go with the strangers. And they just kept on looking at me and smiling at me and like waving for me to come on and let's go. So something inside of me said, follow them. So I went with the kids. It was my sister and 2 little girls, 4, 5, 6, 7 years old. We get in the room at the end of the hallway. And there was these kids in there laying in the bed, and it was a grown-ass man on top of this child. This was a little child. The man was like 5'11", and the child was, the head probably came from his neck, and the legs probably came to the man's knees. The feet probably came to the man's knees. That's how small the child was. And he was on top of this baby having sex with this child. So I'm laying down in the bed beside the little girl that he was on top of. And then there was a little boy with a man on top of him laying beside that little girl. So the man who was having sex with the little boy got up and he went on about his business. And it was nobody there but me and one of my sister friends. I never saw anybody actually touch my sister or the other friend that she had because they went on further with the man. So anyway, my sister ended up, my sister ended up, she ended up going on further with the other man and he didn't do anything to her. I managed to, I don't know what I did, but I managed to get the kid. Hey, husband, how you doing? I said hello. I love you so much. Thanks for tuning in. But yeah, y'all, I ended up getting the baby, the child that was laying beside me. I ended up getting her away from that man. But the way that I got her away from him was I had to, y'all, I'm laughing at somebody in the comments, not the story. But the way I got the child away from him was I had to offer him me. And I was also a child. So we ended up getting out of there and I got my sister and we hauled tail. So that dream ended. A little while later, I came to Georgia and I had another dream that, it's been so many of them, y'all. I got to get them in order. I'm going to tell y'all about the most recent one. So the most recent 2. So we were inside of a school. It was a huge, beautiful college. But in the back of it they had this area that I just kept on trying to go to. My spirit was trying to pull me to the back of this college. So it was me and all of these Hispanic children, these Hispanic mamas and daddies, and it was a whole lot of black people. It wasn't a lot of white people that was there, but it was white people that were in there. But it was mostly grown women, young women from the age of birth to 120 years old. And then you had men who were probably in their 30s, 40s, 50s. Now, we were being patrolled by this guy who had bukus of money. And the only reason why I know he had bukus of money is because whenever I was in it was like I call it the slave quarters, but it was, people were free to move around. So, okay, let's say this is the house. Okay, this wall right here is the back wall. Behind my thumbs was a freaking warehouse. In that warehouse, they had different rooms. And in those different rooms, they had, I don't want to say jail cells. I'm trying to think of the movie that I just saw where it's like they were fenced in rooms and they had either families in there or either they had butt naked women in there. And there they would have like 20 girls inside of one cage. And then they would have like mama and her children inside of another cage. And they might be like people who were coming to check in. Then they would have a bunch of men who had women who were willing to sleep with them for sex. And though they were like on the far end of the warehouse, but they were all inside the cages too. So whenever those people would go in to have sex with the girls, and some of them was young, like little girls, because I remember trying to say, y'all come on, go with me. Come on, I know how to get out of here. Or whatever, but they wouldn't go with me because they felt like they was obligated to stay there and fulfill those men. But y'all, whenever I went into the room where they had the girls who was willing to sleep with the men, I walked all the way through the back part of that room, and that same mall that I dreamed about in Tennessee was in there. It was like in the front part, but over to the right of the school. Because remember, I told y'all the way I got into this warehouse is I walked in through a big behind college. It was a big, beautiful college with glass windows. And you had to walk through the back of the college and go to the left in order to go to the warehouse. So I noticed that the mall was attached. So I walked out of there and went back and tried to get some of the girls to leave. They wouldn't leave with me. They mamas was there. They was doing drugs and everything. It was like a community, but they was being forced to be there because they were stolen. So anyhow, push came to shove and we ended up breaking out. One of the guards who was there, he had started sneaking people out, and people were escaping through the very back of the warehouse, but down at the right side of the warehouse, like the right far wall. And I remember the spirit taking me and zooming into the big fence. There was a huge metal chain link fence because, like I said, this was a college in the front. The front for the operation was a big college. So some of the other people who worked there, who were guards, had cut the outside of the fence so that all we had to do was go and push the fence and the people could get out. So whenever I saw that in the spirit, I let the people know inside of the building, because y'all, I hadn't gone and touched the fence. The spirit picked me up and took me out there, and I saw that if I touched the fence, then all of the people could get out. Y'all, whenever I let them people know that, it was thousands of people that came running out of that freaking warehouse. They was busting through the fence and they was just running out to the woods. I remember some of the people was running across the street to the neighbor's house, and they were jumping inside of the water trying to get away. It was just a lot of people. And the people who had stolen us, the man who had all of the money that was running the operation, him and his people were shooting down some of the men, but trying not to shoot the women and the children or whatever. And people was just running like they a whole lot of people got away. Some people got caught. Some people wouldn't leave because they feared being killed, and then the other people got away. So the night after that, I talked to my husband about the dream that I had the night before. And I was thinking, because, okay, if y'all have a piece of paper, write down T3 and me. If you are planning to move to Africa, T3 and me and Journey with Us are two great channels. But right now we're going to talk about T3 and me. So Siobhan, which is the lady of the house at T3 and me, has been having the same dreams that I've been having about sex trafficking and them trafficking children. So, okay, let me rewind a little bit. Whenever I started having these dreams in Tennessee, I prayed and I said, Father, I ask that you please take all of the kids that have been stolen, that are being sex trafficked, who have been stolen today. I ask that you free those children and that you will expose the people who are doing this. Y'all, I am not lying. The next day, the very next day, Donald Trump ran some kind of sting and they caught 300 kids. 30 kids. It was either 300 or 30 kids inside of vans that, and I think it was in Africa or something like that. I could be wrong, but I know that he did something. He had some kind of sting, and all of these kids that had been taken away ended up being saved. So I know that it was going on because the Spirit told me to pray about it. And whenever I prayed about it, the Most High revealed that thing. The next day, they caught them people and they locked them up. Okay, so let's go back to the present day. So the day after I had the dream about being inside of the school and the rich man having us, then I had another dream. This dream was also, there was a store. And in the back of that store, there was a warehouse. So I had got stolen. It was me, Viola Davis, and one other woman. And all I know is there was hundreds, I would dare to say thousands. It was only hundreds in my area of people that had been taken out. On T3 and me, you'll hear Siobhan's testimony when she's talking about these sex trafficking dreams also. And you'll hear how she had the same type of dream that I had, where there is a mall and in the back there is a warehouse where they are taking kids and they are having sex with them, separating them from their parents. Some of the parents they killing off, some of the kids they killing off. And this lady said that at the border, they have been having reports of the people, all of these people that's been spilling over into the United States, their children, their little kids being given bags of condoms, and the people at the border saying it's a 99% chance that these children is going to get raped. So you giving them condoms. And after she told me that, I talked to my husband and I let him know about the dream the night before, and I was like, Daddy, this is going on, because the Most High has been showing me these people have been having sex with these children. They've been selling these children. They've been stealing these kids and luring them away from their family members. And I've been having these dreams for like a year and a half now. So the dream that I had a few days ago was we were in this mall, and me and Viola Davis and this other person were trying to find a way to get out of this place because they were registering kids. Like, we were going through lines, and they'll bring us through the line and separate the children from the mama and the daddy, or either they'll take the daddy and the brothers and send them in one direction, and they'll take the mama and the little girls and send them in another direction, so the daddy will see the mama and the child, see the mama and the daughter together. But whenever they got away from the daddy and the brother, they would separate the daughters from the mamas. They would take the daughters, do whatever they was going to do with them, and they would keep the mamas there. But y'all, all I remember is us fighting to get out of that place. And some kind of way, all the way in the back of that warehouse, like whenever I say in the back, I mean the backyard of the warehouse, which was the far, far back area of the mall. See, people couldn't walk back there. The regular people who were going in and out of the mall couldn't walk back there because it was closed off and it was surrounded by trees on the side. All they know is this is a mall and that's the back of the mall. So we busted out of there and people just started running. Whenever they saw us bust through the door, I don't even know how. I don't know how we found the door. All I know is that we were searching and we was trying to get the hell up out of there. And whenever we bust through that back door, people just started running everywhere. They just started running crazy. And the people who had the guns and stuff, they were setting up like roadblocks all over town. I can see it inside of my mind while I was still at the warehouse. So we ran to that same fence that was in the previous dream, the one that the guards had cut the outside of the fence for us to be able to run and just push the chain link fence down. But the man, like I said, the rich man who was running the sex trafficking ring did not know they cut the fence. So in this particular dream, they didn't cut the fence. They just, it was the bottom of the fence. Y'all, I remember running like I had skates on. My feet were moving like, what is the man? The little bird off of the cartoon, the Road Runner. My feet was moving like that. And I remember Viola Davis ran and she slid up under the fence, baby, so smooth. And she got up out of there. And I said, whenever I saw her run and slide up under that fence, I was like, oh, let me get up out of here. So I ran and I slid up under the fence too. Then the other girl who was with us, she ran and she slid up under the fence too. And we got free. But y'all, I am telling y'all right now, it is time for us to pray, because these are not the only dreams that I had. I just recently had another dream where I went back to that same hotel that I always go to, and these men were getting these little girls and little boys, and they were taking them in the back of that hotel to a room and doing what they wanted to do to these children. I got another dream that I had took my sister, and it always be her, because if you fear something, if you love somebody very strongly, even your spouse, sometimes you have dreams about your spouse cheating on you and this and that, or bad things happening to them, and you wake up in a panic. You gotta learn how to love that person and release them at the same time. Okay. And it can be a hard thing to do here, but whenever you, if you take out the time to learn how to do so, and if you need to know how to do it, like I said, today I'm answering questions. If you have questions for me, because I cannot help everybody individually. If you're not going to book a consultation with me, then I can't continue to counsel people or coach people whenever I see you in the grocery store, whenever you come in the restaurant. That's a lot on me. Okay. So if you have questions about how to love somebody and to release them without a possessive love, then I can explain to you how to do that. You just let me know. Okay, so anyway, back to the dream. So I had my sister with me, and we were in, where were we at? Oh yeah, we were at this apartment complex, y'all. Okay, so before we even went into the apartment complex, I was in this city that I didn't know, and I was walking past these apartments. It was white sands, and I didn't know why there were white sands, but there was white sands. And behind the house that I was trying to go into, because I think I was hungry or something like that, but behind the house that I was trying to go into, it was like okay, if you've ever been to Savannah, to oh my goodness, I need to give y'all a good visual. Okay, so, in Savannah, whenever you're riding down the street, you might have trees that come over you and they have moss hanging down. So it was an area like that, but it was country, y'all. It was mad country. Like, if you went down the dirt road and made a left to go to somebody's house, you had to go way down this road, and then you get back there and they had a big old house, but it was mostly white people who lived there. But the street where I was at, it was lower income houses and like duplexes. So the buildings were white. They weren't apartments. They were duplexes or houses, but they were on the beach. So whenever you went behind this house, there was all this white sand, and then you could see ships and you could see the ocean back there. And I didn't know that was back there, so that caught my eye. So after I got finished knocking on somebody's door and asking them, could I come in? They ended up directing me around to the back of the apartments. I mean, to the back of the houses. So I went back there, and there was a white apartment complex. It was very simple. It was probably about 18 to 20 apartments that were attached. So I went there, and it was this old white lady and this old white man. Both of them had gray hair, but not completely gray. So I would say they was probably like 60, between 68 and 80 years old. Okay. So I needed to leave. Me and the person that was with me, we needed to leave. So we took the kids to these old people, and we asked them, we got to run up the street right quick. We're not from here, and we see that you have other kids over here. So can you please watch my sister and this child right here and this child? Y'all, whenever we went to these people's house, now my child molester radar and my child trafficking and my child rapist and all of that stuff that people be doing. Oh, if you come your nasty behind around me, it's a good chance that the spirit is going to let me know that you're a child molester. It's a good chance that the spirit is going to let me know this person is probably dangerous and they might steal your child. So you probably need to get out from around them. The spirit will most likely let me know. And it was something like that in a dream. It was just this feeling that I had about these old people. But I was like, this lady can't even hardly get up and walk, and her husband was in a chair, and I think he had to use a wheelchair to get around. He didn't really talk very much. Whenever we went in the house, we walked in, and on the wall that we were facing, the windows was open. You could see the beach. It was nice and airy in there. And I just remember that they did not have an air conditioner on in that house, but they had the children in there and they was feeding them. So by the time I brought my sibling and the other two kids that we had with us to their house, these people had I would say 8 or 9 kids there in total. Okay. So we left. The neighbors was like, oh yeah, they trustworthy. We let our kids stay with them all the time. Whenever we need to go to the store, we let our kids stay with them. So I was like, okay, we're going to let our siblings stay here. And I let them know, I said, look, if I come back here and my sister is not here, it's going to be very bad. Like, this situation is going to get very bad. Y'all tell me why I left. And when I came back, they wasn't there and the kids wasn't there. The house, the windows were still open, but the front door was closed. It was like them people wasn't really living in that house. And like the neighbors and stuff was in on it. The people who lived in the apartment complex act like they was in on the scheme. They had done left. They had done took children. We didn't know where them people was. We didn't know how to get in touch with them. And we was probably gone for 10 to 15 minutes, if that long. They had them packed up and they had done took the kids. They was gone. And I was just panicking. I was like, oh my God. I done left my sister here. What am I going to do? So we knocking on the doors, the different doors of the different neighbors, and we asking them, do you know where this old man and this old woman went? We left these kids here with them, and now we cannot find the children. Y'all, every last one of them kids was gone out of that apartment. Out of that apartment. They was gone fast. So we started going through the mail and stuff and just looking at stuff, and it was like the people didn't live there. It was like they was just there collecting kids. That's what it looked like. So I never did find out what happened to the children. I don't think I ever got those kids back or whatever, but I made a mental note because it was shown to me in a dream. Now, the reason for me telling y'all all of this, obviously, is to give y'all a warning. Watch your kids. Don't only watch your kids, watch yourself. I've been seeing videos with people, one of them that scared me so bad, y'all. It scared me so bad, it haunted me for a year or two. Was this video where this girl was in the parking lot putting her stuff inside of her car just on a regular day. And this was a parking lot where life was going on. She was in a shopping center. And she gets into her car, and this one guy climbs in the back. No, she put her stuff in the car, and while she went to, I think, put the buggy up or something like that, and this man approached her. So she goes to get into her car and didn't know that the other guy had done jumped in the back seat of her car. So once she got in, didn't know the man had got in the passenger side of her car or something like that. Whenever she got in, the other dude slid in the car, either on the passenger side or the back seat, wherever the other guy was. And they took that lady. No, as a matter of fact, I'm wrong. She put her stuff in the car, and then the guy slid in the back seat, and whatever he did to her, he must have pulled her into the back seat, because the other man went, put the buggy up, and came and got in the driver's seat and drove off with that lady. The Most High has been showing me dreams. If y'all have been here since the beginning of this live, then you know what I'm talking about. The Most High has been showing me dream after dream after dream of these people stealing men, women, and children. They are stealing them. They are selling some of them off, and they are having sex with the other ones, killing some of them. Y'all, I had a dream that was so devastating. Just like Siobhan, T3 and me, y'all. T3 and me. They put this video up. I think it's called "They're Coming for Your Kids." And she's saying the same thing. She said she had a dream, and when she got her loose, she said she was a little Mexican girl, and they was holding her at the border inside of a warehouse that was posing to be, I think, a Walmart or a mall. That's the same thing that I have been dreaming about for almost a year now, a year and a half. I mean, the Most High has been giving me these dreams. And she said she could feel these people on top of her and having sex with her. She was inside of a child's body. She said she could feel all of this stuff going on. And she said by the time she got out of there, she was so traumatized and so scared. She said she saw a Mexican family, and she just went to them because they was leaving. They were letting them go. And I think they was bringing them into the country. And she said she just got in the car and she just started screaming from all the trauma that she had went to. And she was like a 4 or 5 year old little girl. Y'all, this is happening. This is happening. I prayed and I asked the Father to please stop these people from stealing these kids and doing what they're doing to them, because as a spirit reader, I don't just hear it. He'll take me there and he will let me see what is actually happening to these children. And sometimes he will let me feel what is going on and happening to these children. And by the time I wake up out of the dream, I'm like, oh my Lord. You know what I'm saying? It's take your babies and scrap them to your chest or scrap them to your back. It don't matter how many kids you have. Whenever we were children, our family members put us in twin car, what are they called? Strollers. Even if we were not twins. My daddy carried me on his shoulders. Me and my brother held hands whenever my mama took us places. We were all together. We stayed together. You have to watch your children, even whenever they in a buggy. Do not let yourself or your kids be caught out here slipping. Everywhere I go, I take what I call my scrap with me. Get your daughter some pepper spray. Get her something to stick somebody with. Get your son some pepper spray. Get them something to stick somebody with. Do something. Y'all have to protect yourselves, and you have to protect your children, because these people are stealing people for sex trafficking and for organs. And it's not only white people that's doing it. It's not only foreigners that's doing it. You got Negroes out here that are killing people and stealing their body parts. A man and his old lady just got locked up for harvesting organs. This is real, y'all. Whenever I prayed that prayer and asked the Father to expose the people who were stealing these children and to save these kids, the next day, whatever that sting was that Donald Trump had, it's been like 2 years. Maybe 2 or 3 years. They found a van full of kids. I don't know who needs to hear this. But I'm telling y'all that the Most High is sending this warning to let y'all know what is going on, y'all. If you can't stand to hear it right now, then imagine what it's like dreaming it and you can't do nothing about it. But prayer is a powerful thing. And that's what's been coming to me. whenever we were in school, we used to have a national, it was either a national prayer week or a national prayer day. And we used to get together around the flag and we would hold hands and we would pray for the United States. Family, the Most High said that if his people, the Negroes, who are called by his name, the Negroes, we need to get together and we need to join hands. Even if it's in your house, get your husband or get your wife and get all of y'all children and hold hands and pray together and ask the Most High to shield and protect your family. Ask him to send the angels. Ask him to give those angels permission to slay anybody who may seek to harm y'all before that person can get to y'all. And also ask him to break these bonds that these people have on these children. And a lot of it is foreigners, y'all. I know they're taking a lot of us, but also we're not sitting at the border waiting to come into this country. But a lot of our Haitian family has been through this situation. Okay? And if you watch the news and YouTube will give you uncut everything that you want to hear, because it's coming from the mouth of the people who are going through the situation. People's kids are going missing. People's wives and husbands are going missing. People are being separated from their families and have not seen their families in bukus of time. Like, this is really going on. People are being stolen. Another suggestion that I have for you, let me finish saying this. Join hands and ask the Most High. Get everybody in your house. Me and my husband do this regularly. Get everybody in your house. Y'all need to hold hands and y'all need to say, Father, please send the cavalry to free these children, because they don't have the right to be destroyed because somebody is perving on them. Ask the Father to please free these women and these men, because I don't know what these people done did in their life. Maybe the Most High feel like it's his judgment, or he has decided that it's his judgment to put these people through certain things. And I know that we as children have to also pay for the sins of our fathers and our mothers, but prayer changes things. And if you go to the Most High and you petition him, the word says that the affectionate, meaning causing an effect, or effect, the affectionate, fervent prayer. Go look the words up, y'all. The affectionate, fervent prayer of the righteous availeth much. Okay? If we come together and we pray, you will see that the Most High will start to release these people from these different places where they are. So, to finish off this sex trafficking thing, I'm going to give y'all further confirmation that this is going on. First of all, my daddy was a police officer. And I know that, and this don't have anything to do with him, I'm just telling you about official positions. Let's say it that way. You can be a cop, you can be a government official, and you can walk into a room and see something and there is absolutely nothing that you can do about it. If you go and tell somebody, you might end up dead. What am I saying? These people can't control everything that's going on in these concentration camps, in these refugee camps, in these places that they have turned into FEMA camps. I didn't know that Walmarts and malls and supermarkets and stuff like this are being used to house all of these new foreign people that have come into this country. As of 6 months ago, the increase of Chinese nationals, hear what I'm saying. The increase of Chinese nationals in the United States, 200% growth. 200% growth of these people have come into the country. They didn't come and leave. They came and they're still here. You have also people from Ukraine who are in this country, are trying to come into this country. You also have Latinos who are in this country, are trying to come into this country, and they're able to come in much easier now. The people aren't the problem. That's not what I'm getting to. You also have Haitians who are coming into this country, are trying to get into this country, and they're being held at the border. The government cannot control what happens to these people. A lot of people in governmental positions do not care. They're not coming down here. They're not coming to Texas. They're not coming to New York. They're not coming to Georgia. They're not coming to Tennessee. And that's where a lot of the foreigners are coming in. Before I moved to Tennessee, I did research, and I know that this is what's happening. A lot of Africans are coming to Tennessee. A lot of these people get held at the border. A lot of these people get raped, they get killed, and they get mistreated. This is not a he say, she say thing. This is what the people are telling you whenever they get out of them doggone camps. I went and looked it up myself, y'all. These supermarkets, these closed down Walmarts, and a lot of these doggone warehouses are being used to house people. Whenever slavery was going on, I don't care what kind of slavery it was going on. It could have been slavery of a European nation. People get raped and they get killed. That's what these mugs do. And a lot of these people who are in the military, if you go back and you look at movies, I remember this movie that I saw. I'm glad I don't remember the name of it, but it was a war movie. This man walked up and saw this grown behind man on top of a child. And he was like, what? She's a girl, ain't she? This is real. This is what these nasty behind people do. They go take their pedophilia and rapist behinds, and they hide all of that, don't have a criminal record, but they have the intentions. They go to the military and you see them having sex with children and raping women, and the military sweep it right up under the rug. I know people who done been raped in the military, and they were on our side wearing our uniforms, and the military just swept it up under the doggone rug like, you playing. That didn't really happen. Okay, so I gave y'all the message. I told y'all what the Most High said do about it. Pray and protect your family. I see this white lady, y'all. I'm from South Georgia. And she was, there was this video where this guy had on a ski mask, where he pulled the ski mask up and he said, what would you do if I break into your house? And he had like a colorful grill in his mouth. And that white lady came on there and she said, well, I'm from South Georgia, and if you try that with us, we protect ourselves with pit bulls and pew-pews, and that is real. You might need to get you a pit bull and a pew-pew to protect you and your children. I don't walk around in these streets unprotected. I might not tell you what I have on me all the time, but I'm not walking around these streets unprotected, because the Most High done already showed me that these people are stealing and they are trafficking people. Okay, so let's move along past that. Y'all, let me bring some sunshine back to the picture, okay? I am in a singing contest, y'all, and I have 1 day and like 8 hours or something like that to make it to the top 5. Y'all have pushed me through this competition. I have been excelling. Y'all have pushed me all the way up to the top 10, and I thank y'all very much for that. Peace and blessings to everybody who has voted for me. Excuse me. Peace and blessings to everybody who came and listened to my music. But right now, I have 1 more day to make it into the top 5 in my group. So there's about 5 more rounds to go. For those of you who like, I'm steady voting and the competition isn't over yet. Yes, because we do group rounds and then we do final rounds. So currently, I am in 10th place in my group. And I am trying to get to the top 5 in my group by tomorrow night. Okay, if I win this competition, y'all, I get $10,000 and I get to be the opening act at the We Can Survive concert in New York City. I will let y'all know. I think it's gonna be oh Lordy, I always forget this lady name, y'all, and I love her so much. She sang country music. Kelly Clarkson, and I want to say Maroon 5. Well, let's say Kelly Clarkson. I'll be opening up for her and a few other acts if I win this competition. So what I did was I put the link on the screen here. On my screen is up at the top left corner. I don't know where it is, but if you can, I ask that you please go and vote for me. Y'all, I had to come and let y'all know live how important this experience is to me. For those of you who have been following me and have known me since I was a child or following my career, you know that outside of being a spiritual wellness coach, I am a country soul artist, and music is a huge part of me. I started my professional career in 2013, and in 2017, I had my first big performance that really connected me with a whole lot of people. So now I know a lot of producers. I know a lot of music makers. I know a lot of people who can help me to excel. Oh, I didn't give y'all the story about my record deal, did I? I meant to tell y'all that I had a record deal a few years ago. It's been 2021, I believe. I had that record deal, y'all. But if y'all want to know about it, I already recorded the video. I gotta put it up. I got me a manager, and I ended up signing with this company. And the contract was real cool, y'all. I told the Most High that I would never sign a record deal if it wasn't a holy one. And for those of you who have ever gone and looked up the word holy, it means set apart or separate. Okay, so I told the Most High, if it's not a holy record deal, I will not do it. I don't want it. It's got to be led by you. So the Father took me through the situation, and I'm not gonna give y'all the story right now because I'm gonna post it on my music channel. And that's called KARADYAH'S Music. If y'all go and look it up on YouTube, just subscribe, and I'll put the video up there. But yeah. So I really do this for real, but y'all doing this with the right mind frame, on the right page, not hunting after money, not being controlled. It takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of effort, but I will be pursuing this dream until the Most High say, okay, you have achieved what it is that I am trying to get you to achieve. So yeah, I put the link in the description, and I also put the link in on the top of the video. So if you can, please vote for me. I am trying to make it to the top 5. Now let me explain to you how this voting goes. Voting is free. If you come and you vote for me and you verify your account, because y'all, they have to know that you're human, because there are a lot of people out here who use bots to vote for them. They're not going to let you do that. So you can either confirm that you're a human through using your Facebook account. They will never post anything or use any information on your account. That's not what Odyssey does. Or you can confirm through a debit card. Now, if you do Facebook, they will give me 1 vote. If you do the debit card, they'll give me 2 votes. But there's also something that's called voting together. Now, this concert is to benefit suicide survivors and people who are who have contemplated suicide, and also I think it benefits the friends and family members of the people who have committed suicide. And it's important to me because whenever I was a child, my uncle had a friend, and she was so near and dear to me. I loved her. She was so nice to me, but she was a big mystery to me. So I was really intrigued in this woman, and she committed suicide. And I remember I used to go to their house. I would stand outside in the front yard, and they had a weeping willow tree. I used to love to just go stand in their yard up under that tree. It was like heaven. And she ended up committing suicide, and that really did take a big part of me. And I was a young child. You know what I'm saying? So anyhow, that was another reason why I decided to continue in this competition, because the proceeds go to suicide, to preventing suicide. So with that being said, there is a way for you to vote, and only today The minimum payment that you can make is $10. If you pay $10, they will give me either 20 or 40 votes, because I know $10 automatically gives you 20 votes, but today they do 2 for 1. So if you do $10, it will most likely give me 40 votes. Okay. But that money does not go to me. The money goes to suicide prevention. All right. So, yeah, y'all, I ask that y'all please go and vote. This competition will be going on through semifinals. I haven't made it to the semifinals. I will have to get into the top 5, and then I'll get into the the top 2, and then I will be out of the group competition, and I will be into the actual top singers or top performers, which will be the finals and the semifinals and all of that. So once again, the link is in the comments, and it's also on the screen. Please vote for KARADYAH'S soul. Any way that the Most High lays it on your heart. I thank you for your votes. Thank you for everybody who helped me to get this far in this competition. Special thanks to my husband for voting every day, to Catherine Jackson. Oh my goodness. Catherine, baby, you have been the bomb.com. Like, Catherine she shows up and she shows out. She votes for me as often as she can. To my mama, to my, some people I realize they didn't know, because my post hasn't been coming across their page, so they didn't know that I was in the competition until now, or they didn't know how to vote until now. So that's another reason why I'm giving y'all the link in this live. But yeah, also to my sister Angel, my sister Hannah, and Dominique Matt, and my Aunt Connie. Thank y'all so much for being consistent. Thank you for the money that y'all paid to give me all of those votes that y'all gave me that literally pushed me up into the top 10. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Tawada, tawada, tawada rabah. That means thank you extended. Thank y'all so much for this. Like, y'all do not understand how serious it is that I get this music out of me and out to the world. If you are not a musician who is passionate about this, then you probably feel this way about food. You might feel this way about being a mother or a father or whatever. But I thank y'all so much. Like, even if I don't make it into the top 5, because at the end of the day, it's not my performance that counts, y'all. It's y'all's votes. You know what I'm saying? It is whether y'all want to see me on that stage or not. That is what will get me there. But this has been a great opportunity. Like I said, this is my 2nd year being in this competition. Last year I made it to the top 20, and that's as far as I made it. But this year has been great. I have learned a lot of ways about promoting myself, even further, because y'all know I do promotions. I'm that person. But I learned how to really step out of the box and get people's attention and let them know about my music. I have more subscribers on my channel. I have more people who have come to listen to my music. Like, whenever I'm at work, y'all, people come in and they ask me to sing for them. So they might get a little piece of a song right there. The Most High has just been opening up a lot of doors. But yeah, okay. The link is in the comments and in the video. At the top of this live. So y'all click the link and vote for me in any way that you feel comfortable. If you want to do free votes, do free votes. If you want to give me 20 or 40 votes with $10, then that will definitely push me up to the top 5 much faster. And like I said, I have one more day left. So the last thing that I want to do is, like I said at the very beginning of this live, I want to give some of y'all the opportunity to get some of your questions answered. Now, what I do not do as a spiritual wellness coach, what I do not do is tell people's future. If the Most High done showed me something that's about to get ready to happen to you in the future, then that's something that I want to choose my words wisely. That's something. I know it was gonna be one person. One person. I knew it was gonna be one person who was gonna ask me that. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, I don't predict the future. Okay, whatever you come to me and you ask me, whatever advice you need, whatever help you need, I listen to what the Spirit tells me, or I see what the angels tell me, and then I go from there. Okay, so I'm not gonna act as a psychic. Okay, let's say it that way. Whether I have those abilities or not, I'm not coming here today to act in the role of a psychic. But if you need to know something, if there's something that you need some help with, if there's something that you need advice with, then I will help you out. Okay, so right now, let me tell you my services. Because I had a family member to ask me, what do I do? And I feel like if they're asking me that, then there are those of y'all also who may follow me, but you don't follow me as closely as my main followers and subscribers, so you really might not know a lot about what I do. So I'm KARADYAH'S Soul. I'm a spiritual wellness coach, and I'm also a country soul artist, and I'm also an author. My blog, I will put it in the comments so that you can go and read everything that I write. And I also have a book that I just released 2 weeks ago, and it is available as an ebook. It's right now, y'all, my book is purchased by chapter. You pay $2.22 to read each chapter of this book. If you don't like that, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But I'm going to publish the book chapter by chapter up into chapter 7. And it'll get posted as I desire to post it. And I just ask that y'all go and read it, because this is my tell-all book. This is session 1 of my tell-all book, and it's called The Hands Upon My Bodies. Okay, so anyhow, with my services, what I do is I create programs, rituals, and medicines that will help you to live a spiritually balanced life. So anything that you have going on that you need to fix, it can be diabetes, it could be you want to get pregnant, it could be somebody, you feel like somebody put a root on you and you need it to be gone. It can be whatever, common things in life. You're not a good husband and you want to be a better husband. You're not a good son, or you can't seem to kick this right here and you need help with it. I make programs to help people to live a spiritually balanced life. So let me say that a different way. I make programs to help people to live a balanced life with a spiritual approach. Okay. So, yeah. Miguel, I was going to sing for y'all, but I'm tired, bro. I don't feel like it. I got on here and I did this live because the Spirit has been telling me to do this live for a little while, but I'm tired. But I tell you how you can hear me though. KARADYAH'S Soul Music. You can hear all of the singing that you want to hear on YouTube. It is right there for you. And whenever y'all go, I know that a lot of y'all are following me, like thousands of people, like literally thousands of people I know are following me. And a lot of y'all are from my hometown and the surrounding cities and the surrounding states or whatever. But I ask that y'all subscribe to my channels, KARADYAH'S Soul Services and KARADYAH'S Soul Music. Those are my 2 channels. I ask that y'all subscribe because even if you are following me, if you don't subscribe, then my reach isn't as prominent as it could be. Whenever you subscribe, then my things will come to you more often, and whatever you like, whenever you like my stuff, it'll also come to the people that know you. Okay. So just hitting the like button works a lot. Subscribing works a whole lot. Sharing works even more. So yeah, those are my services. But if y'all don't have any questions, then I just want to say thank y'all so much for coming and listening. Thank you to every last one of you who have supported me along my music journey, who still support me. Thank you for every one of you who have used my coaching services. Thank you for everyone. Y'all, this little dog going off. His daddy left him in the truck. He is going off. But thank y'all so much. Like, y'all have no idea how much this means to me, that you all would come in and listen to me, but it's all for the Most High's glory. I don't do anything really in my life for the glory of me or to keep me lifted up in any type of way. All right. So, I'm going to consider, I don't have the time right now, but you asking me to sing this song, I'm going to consider coming back and doing a live. I know it won't be today, y'all, but I'll come back and I'll do a live, and y'all can get music from me. And I'll sing, you know what I'm saying? You make requests and I'll give y'all a song list or whatever. But, other than that, y'all, look out for your children. Go back and watch this from the beginning. I hope this thing ain't too long. I really don't know, how long it is. I can't see it, y'all. I don't go live a lot. But anyhow, yeah, go back and watch this from the beginning. And I ask that y'all please share this with your family. I didn't give this to y'all for y'all to be afraid or nothing like that. I gave it to y'all because we are the children of Judah. Regardless if you feel like you're Native American or not, you still come from the 12 tribes of Israel. I need y'all to share this. Watch this with your families, please. Especially these little girls, y'all. I am so tired of seeing these videos where these grown men are jumping out of cars and grabbing these children on the side of the street and trying to steal them, and these little girls trying to fight these grown behind men off. You know what I'm saying? I know you don't want your child to be missing and you don't know where your kid is. Give that child something to poke somebody with. They might not be able to take certain things to school with them. They might not be able to carry mace or whatever, but there is something that you can give to your child, even if it's like what's that thing they get to old people where they press the button? Life Touch or something like that. I don't know what it's called. I think that's a photo company. But the button that you press for help, do something. I need y'all to feel the urgency in this. This is 2023 and it is not a game out here. People are getting stolen every day. Please do something to protect your family. And another thing, y'all know I grew up a hoochie mama. Y'all know I grew up a hoochie mama. But that was a different day. Y'all women out here walking around with y'all behinds. Y'all, we didn't wear the actual booty hanging out. Like the actual whole booty at the bottom of the shorts. We didn't do that. That's hoe gear. There's a difference between a hoochie and a hoe. If you're going to be a hoochie mama, I cannot tell you to change your life. I can't make you change your life, but I can give you my story. I grew up a hoochie mama. I was a country girl. We just dressed for the weather. Let's say it that way. But as I got a little bit older, people started approaching me in a different way. It had already started when I was a kid, like 9 years old, 5, 6 years old. But as I got a little bit older, I saw that people started treating me like they thought I was a whore, but they wasn't sure. And whenever I say a whore, I'm talking about somebody that'll sleep with them for money. Not a person who has sex with a lot of people. They hadn't started approaching me like that. They started approaching me with presenting money or presenting things that look good to young girls to me. And I didn't know why they was doing that, because like I said, I was country. I was green. I was just dressing in short stuff and spaghetti scraps. You know what I'm saying? That was just a normal everyday thing. But now I'm seeing some of y'all women out here and y'all are next to trash. Pure next to trash. Like, just ridiculous. Like, if you know that people are going missing every day, if you're seeing on the news that trafficking rings are being broken up, if you're seeing on the news that people are coming forth and saying my teacher stole me, or the neighbor stole me, and I was taken for this amount of years, and I ended up having this person's child or whatever. If you know that this is going on in the news and you're seeing this more and more, you need to start to cover up your behind. Cover your behind. This is not the 90s. This ain't the early 2000s. There is something that is going on out here that is different, y'all. They stealing people. I know they been stealing people through history, but baby, I'm talking about they sweeping the streets. They are stealing people out here. Put some damn clothes on your behind. Lordy. Like, it's ridiculous. Even whenever I used to dress like that, we still didn't dress in whole gear until we might have been going to the club. You'll probably see us in something that you'll be like, she looked like a pure whore out here. But other than that, that wasn't the picture that we showed. It was down South Georgia, Daisy Dukes kind of stuff. But a lot of times we look classy, but y'all look trashy. Yeah. Oh my Lord. And the young girls with these doggone butterfly eyelashes, y'all look like y'all about to get ready to fly away in the Batmobile or something up in the sky. It's ridiculous. You are attracting the wrong attention. Y'all, please stop letting your daughters and your sons do whatever they want to do. Punch them. Knock them down. Get their attention. That's what kind of kids we was. And I know that a lot of y'all who are having children now are younger. Like, y'all came along a little bit after I did. So I'm 36 years old. I know a lot of y'all are having children and y'all are like 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 years old. I understand that some of y'all mamas was trash. Bruh, I know some mamas who my age and they trash. I understand that some of y'all daddies was trash. I know that some of y'all grandmas is young grandmas and some of them old grandmas and granddaddies, and they trash too. But you cannot raise your children like that. Y'all got to do better, because if you don't paint a target on your young child, there's a possibility that people will not try to steal your children and stop. We can't afford to let kids go wherever they want to go. We can't do it. We cannot afford to let our children walk down the doggone street to the store by themselves no more, because people snatching people's kids. You can't do it. We are in America. You are not in a country that is safe. Use your mind. Watch your children. You might be saying, oh, my kid's going to be fine. No, you cannot say that. You don't know that. Keep your wife and your children, keep your husband and your children close to you so that this crap can stop. And if you see something that look funny, then say something. Y'all, it's so stressful. It's so stressful being a burden bearer. But it's something that has to be done by the will of the Father. It's stressful being the person who sees these things before they happen. It's stressful being the person who has to go through these dreams and wake up thinking that I'm somebody's child, and trying to bring my adult mind back to my body and get on my knees and pray, or I'm in the bed praying and saying, Father, why'd you show me that? Like, what's going on? What do you want me to do about this situation? Okay, so anyway, thank y'all for everybody who came and watched this live. Thank you for everybody who is voting for me right now, for everybody who has voted for me, and everybody who will see this live in the future and vote. I will be putting all of these links that I mentioned, well, most of them, in the comments. Thank y'all so much for your time. I'm gonna go ahead and get off of here, and I might be back later or another time. I really don't know, y'all. I don't know how it goes. I've been so tired, y'all. It's been hard for me to hold my head up. I've been so tired. It's just ridiculous, like having the drops. But anyway, I love y'all. Y'all look forward to the video of how I got my record deal and how I got my manager and what ended up happening with the contracts and the experience and everything. That will be on YouTube, y'all. Hopefully I can get that done within the next week or so, because I have to go and get my material out of storage to put it online. So anyway, I love y'all very much. Hit the link, go and vote. I love y'all. Shalom family. I will see y'all later. Be safe out there, y'all.